What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? This is your boy Jagging Off the Go to Jags YouTube, coming at y'all live. Been a while since I've done it like this. No good, no video game tonight. Nothing fancy. We just gonna talk. We just gonna talk. First of all, let me open my shit up and share this on Twitter. We'll get some people up in here. And before I really get started, as you can see, I'm rocking my Florida Gators hat today. And what up with LTH? We actually going to talk about a few former Florida Gators in this video here, man. Come on, where the fuck is it at? I'm trying to share this shit on Twitter. Go to Viking. What's good? How's everybody's day today so far? Oh, here we go. Put this on Twitter. While I'm doing that, speaking of former Florida Gators, man, shout out to my guy Josh Evans, former Florida Gator, former Jaguar. We took him in the 6th round in the 2000, was it 13 or 12? One of them. I'm getting ready to talk about that. Still hasn't been cut, or shit. I was talking about Josh Evans. Josh Evans, he announced his retirement today. Jags had him a couple years. He had a decent little career for a 6th round pick. He made it into his 30s in the NFL. So can't ask for much more than that. Shout out to the guy. Shout out to the guy Josh Evans, man. Appreciate him. I met him before. Good guy. I hope retirement is beautiful for him. You know what I'm saying? So, and he had a nice little post about the Jags when he on Instagram when he retired. So yo, what's up, Butters? And so yeah, man, good for him. I hope retirement lays beautiful for him. All the shit that goes on when dudes talk about when people like Galen or Dante Fowler speak out about the organization and like say bad things about it, they put this false perception that Jacksonville's like a horrible place to play and all this other bullshit, and it's not the case, And you appreciate guys like Josh Evans, Calais Campbell, AJ Boye that all said good things about it on their way out. Yeah, but a shout out to the Teletubbies. And yeah, man. So good for him. But all right, let's talk about this game real quick. Well, actually, let's do the final cuts. Or the first 5 cuts. It was obviously Tim Tebow. I made the video on that. Butters, you better start super chat me if you want me to read that dumb shit. But yeah, it was Tebow, Josh. It matters if he's having a baby. DJ Daniel Ross, and what the hell was the other one? Oh, Tim Jones. You didn't really see much of either of them. I think Josh, it matters if he having a baby, got injured, and the other 3 besides Tebow and Tebow, and it matters if he's having a baby. The other 3, I personally don't give a fuck about, but it kind of sucked to see them go. Obviously I was rooting for Tebow, and then I liked the film, the film of Josh. It matters if he's having a baby. So kind of sucks. I wish they would have kept those 2 as opposed to keeping these fucking pieces of shit like Jake Luton, Taven Bryan, and Andrew Wingard around. Like, I get Jake Luton because I know the perception is that Gardner Minshew's gonna get traded, possibly. Like, I saw something on Twitter today about rumors heating up about that. So I don't Charlie boy, what's good, bro? Um, but yeah, I get Jake Luton because I guess they want a quarterback around that knows the system in case Minshew gets traded, because nobody's gonna sign Jake Luton off when we try to put him on the practice squad because he's that terrible. But and and speaking of terrible quarterbacks, Josh Rosen got cut today, which is such a beautiful thing to see, and I hope that piece of shit never gets a job in the NFL ever again. So that was awesome to hear today as well. Um, but anyway, now that we got that out of the way, basically, what's not to hate about Rose and Butters? The guy said 9 mistakes were made ahead of him. He was one of the biggest, cockiest pricks I've ever seen, and was just such a piece of shit ever since he got to the NFL. The guy's trash. He talked a whole bunch of bullshit, and ain't been shit ever since. I wasn't even that impressed with him in college, but whatever. But what is it? But yeah, just wish we would have kept Tebow, and it matters if he's having a baby one more week, and I would have loved to have seen Taven Bryan and Andrew Wingard get cut, but unfortunately that was not the case. Exactly. And then but I'm not gonna turn this into a Josh Rosen stream. He don't deserve that kind of clout. But I'm definitely gonna get to that. Thank you. But and also with the boy, with the dude, it matters if he's having a baby. We're really fucking deep at receiver. So, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But let's get into the game and what we thought about it. Yeah, the Jets are stupid. But anyway, let's get into the game. I thought Trevor Lawrence. I'll start with the obvious one. I thought Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good. Like, he made some good throws out there. Granted, the one really good throw, I think, was more Marvin Jones making a great catch than it was him. But he made some nice read. He looked like he stood in there. He didn't look scared. Like, he looked like he belonged. So that's the main thing. 6 of 9 for 71 yards for his little bit of work he got in. I want to see a little bit more in the coming weeks, but that's a good. I mean, overall, I thought he looked good. So it's good on him for that. A couple guys stood out. I thought Cisco stood out, which is really good to see. I think, and people were banking on him to hopefully to take that starting strong safety role. I hope he does. I like Cisco. Tyson Campbell, other than giving up that touchdown, for the most part looked good. C.J. Henderson, I saw, had a pass breakup. Sidney Jones did. We're looking a hell of a lot better in the secondary. I will say that. Marvin Jones had a nice game. Laquan Treadwell had a couple good catches. And shout out to Josh Hammond, man. Josh Hammond, I think part of the reason he's still here, and even though it's a long shot for him to make the team, part of the reason he's here, he had a nice night. 6 catches, 55 yards, dude looked good. So I'm happy to see it. I hope we keep him around, if nothing else, as a practice squad guy. But I'm rooting for Josh Hammond. Speaking of rooting for guys, man, I'm not rooting for anybody harder to make this team than Tavon Austin. Dude Brian in my comment section, shout out in the chat, shout out to him. Said he did his thing. He definitely did, man. I love this signing from the jump, and I don't know why. I didn't know why he was wearing number 34, but I remember he did play some running back in Dallas. So I don't know. I think just somehow, some way, Tavon Austin needs to be on this roster. Tavon Austin definitely needs to be here. I saw, and we saw a good touchdown catch. Dude looks good. I think, and I said this in the video when we signed him. a big part of his problem was of why, or not really his problem, but like why he's looked at the way he is in the NFL right now, is because he was taken with the top. It's exactly like Ted Ginn Jr. He was taken with the top 10 pick, expected to be a number one receiver, and just wasn't. So David stole Tebow's ass, and I laugh to get into the stadium. I laugh my ass. That's funny, but shout out to get money for that. But anyway, yeah, with Tavon Austin, he was expected to be a number one receiver, but he's just not that. Like he's a perfect slot guy. He's a good kick returner, but he's not a number one. But he's just not a number one receiver. And like I said, I'm definitely what up, Y Doc? I'm definitely rooting for the guy. I'm definitely rooting for the guy to make the team. Like I really hope he makes it. I just I think local kid. Like I said, his high school was 20 minutes down the street from me. Just I really want to see him make it. Okay, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did play running back in high school. I forgot about that. Yeah, but yeah, he has experience of both positions. Just with how deep the receiver room is, somehow, some way, just he need Butter. Shut up. But he needs to be on the team somehow. I think somehow, some way, whether we list him as a running back or a receiver, I think that guy needs to be on the team somehow. Like he's showing like he wants an opportunity. So I think with his speed alone and his special teams work, he's a good guy to have. So definitely rooting for Tavon Austin to make the team. And Laquan Treadwell, who's been lighting up camp, had a couple nice catches. And a lot of people were talking, and a lot of people were bigging him up. Like, it's really, we're really deep at receiver right now. Like, we've had guys that have stood out. Like, even Philip Dorsett, even though I'm not really a Philip Dorsett fan, I thought that was like kind of a wasted signing, but he did something. He had like a long touchdown catch today, but I don't think he had a catch last night or even played last night for that matter. But no, he didn't. So and people are talking about he's safe and a lot to make the roster. I don't think so. I mean, given the choice, honestly, I think I'd rather have Treadwell or Austin over Philip Dorsett. But it was a shout out to all the dudes that just came in. Okay, that's your opinion, but yeah, like the only ones who I really feel are safe are, Chark, Laviska Shenault, Marvin Jones, and Colin Johnson, and really. If somebody comes with a great trade offer, I don't know how safe those guys are. The only one who I can really say 100% will not go nowhere probably is Laviska Shenault. But I think if someone came with a good enough trade offer, like they could pry somebody from there. But just because of how deep we are there, so it's so. I'm not used to the core being this deep, but I think we got a lot of good guys here. But and with running back, yeah, I mean, kind of. I don't know. Like I gotta see more from Viska or Chart to say that they're on the level of Godwin or what the hell is it? Mike Evans, Buccaneer Mendez, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's a bust. I think he's looked at like that. I think he's looked at like that because of where he got drafted, and didn't live up to number one receiver expectations. But the guy's basically a slot guy. If he was used in the correct way, he probably would have had a much better career, honestly. But yeah, Walker Little did do good. I liked I liked what I saw out of him. I mean, for the most part, like I wish Jake Luton was gone, but yeah, Visca I think is gonna have a huge year. I think. Shout out to Butters for that. Shout out to Butters for the donation. Somebody done farted in your bed. There you go. You happy? I appreciate the donation though. But yeah, Visca I think is gonna have a huge year because let's think about it. You saw glimpses of how good he could be with trash quarterback play. When you had Jake Luton and Mike Glennon throwing him the fucking ball. Just imagine what he's gonna do with Trevor Lawrence. Like, the one name people fail to mention when they talk about the Eagles took Jalen Reagor over there. They talk about Justin Jefferson, they talk about T. Higgins, they talk about Michael Pittman. It's like, did y'all forget Laviska Shenault went after him too? Any one of those would have been a better pick. But like his name don't get mentioned, and that's kind of bullshit because I think Visca's gonna fucking ball this year. Yeah, you know what? I think he could be by the end of the year. It depends how Chark responds. I mean, Marvin Jones is obviously going to get his touches. I mean, dude's the model for consistency. So, like I said, we're pretty deep in the position. We're pretty deep at corner too. But yeah, I was happy C.J. Henderson got out there and made a play. And now that whole trade rumor situation seems like it blew over like that. That's why I didn't really even make a video on the subject because I didn't want to talk about it till it actually happened. But I think just with him having injuries at the beginning of camp, and he looks depressed all the fucking time. Like, people acted like he didn't want to fucking be here, and I never thought that was the case with CJ. So, like I said, I was waiting for something to happen, but it looks like he's back. It looks like he's ready to go, and I'm expecting big things from him. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, I was expecting big things from. But yeah, I'm expecting a pretty decent year for C.J. Henderson. I'm not gonna say it's impossible because maybe the rumor did come from somewhere. But I think I don't know. I gotta really look at it with Walker. But I don't know. I got high hopes for Walker. Yeah, exactly. Because now that he's back, and everything's happening, I think the Joe Schobert trade kind of took heat off of that. It's really not becoming anything. So until something happens, I'm really not gonna buy into C.J. Henderson getting traded. But I think we're fine. And if it did, and I wouldn't have been that upset about it to begin with. Obviously, I want to see C.J. make it because he's a Gator now. He's a Jag, but at the end of the day, I don't think too much changes as far as the plan goes. Zach, I hate that. I honestly do. They should have never did that shit. But yeah, if it did happen, I'm not saying it's necessarily a horrible thing. Because really, all you'd have to do is extend Sidney Jones, and not a whole lot changes. If that was the case, because let's not forget Sidney Jones has had a monster camp too, and Shaq Griffin, he looks pretty good, and looks like he's happy as shit to be here. So I hope nothing else comes about with the C.J. Henderson trade rumors, but we'll see. But so far, it looks like that whole thing is blown over. And speaking of Shaq, I want to talk about another Shaq. I seen on Twitter a guy getting a lot of buzz is Shaq Quarterman, and now they're talking about the teams really liking him and could push Damian Wilson for that starting linebacker job. I couldn't agree more. I've been saying we should have gave should have gave Shaq Griffin some more playing time. Yeah, ETN didn't do a whole lot. I think we'll see a little bit more from him in the next game. I don't know what they're doing with him, but oh yeah, Daryl Gumbawale looked good. That's a good one. But I thought Daryl Gumbawale did pretty good too. He's another guy who I thought might be a dark horse to make the team. Like, I don't know, just yeah, exactly. Shaq. Yeah, exactly. I was talking about Shaq Hornerman. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. But yeah, I will. Yeah, I still remember from a couple years ago watching a Florida and Miami game with my boy Martinez, who's a Canes fan. The two dudes that stood out for Miami to me was DJ Dallas and Shaq Hornerman. Shaq Hornerman was wrecking our shit here and there. So like, I've been said that dude, especially with Schobert gone, that dude does need to get some playing time. And fun fact about him, he's who we drafted with the pick we got from the Bears for Nick Foles. And Foles' ass is already on his way out of Chicago. Like, he's the third string quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields is probably going to win that job with how he played in his first game. So, not only did we do a good thing by cutting the salary of Nick Foles, but it was a fourth round pick that ended up being Shaq Quarterman. Like, if it's actually a player that's worth a fuck and we win that trade, like, that's a really good thing. That's good GM work, even though that GM is now gone. But still, that's a really good thing. A good silver lining in the whole debacle that was the Nick Foles signing. So but yeah, I like Shaq. I think he's a beast. And I'm not saying, and I think he needs playing time, not just in like the preseason, but like actual game time. Like, he actually needs to get into a game and see what he can do, because I think just everything I've seen out of him looks good, and I thought he was very underutilized last year. I mean, granted, Miles Jack and Joe Schobert were healthy the whole year last year, so I get he's only going to get but so much time. He would only get but so much time behind those guys. But I think this is the year now. Oh, that's what's up, man. Awesome. But yeah, I think now this is the year we start seeing more of Shaq Quarterman. So I'm really hoping he gets some extensive playing time this year, because I think he's could be one of those guys that was a late round steal. I'm honestly shocked he fell that far, to be honest. But I don't know who else we got to talk about. Yeah, tight end basically looks atrocious. I saw Manhurts had a fucking catch. What do you mean, should we get him? We already have him, unfortunately. Like, but I think, yes, it has. I noticed that too. It looks a lot better. But, we had a lot of guys banged up. I don't think, did Josh Allen even play last night? Because I'm thinking of the whole defensive line. Jordan Smith, I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from him. Just because, other than him pulling a Willie Beeman. So, oh, you meant Josh, man. No. Josh Rosen better come nowhere near Jacksonville. I'd shoot that motherfucker. But, nah, like, oh, Josh Allen did get some time. I mean, I guess it wasn't much. I mean, I'm sure him, Miles Jack, people who we know what they're gonna do. They're not gonna play a whole lot. I'm honestly kind of surprised Laviska played as much as he did. But yeah, like, the main thing, yeah, I think so too. Like, dude, our receiving core is fucking deep. Like, that's why I was even suggesting maybe moving Colin Johnson to tight end if he could put some weight on and could learn how to block. So, I think, but yeah, like, we have a lot of good guys at receiver. So, Trevor Lawrence, so I think Urban Meyer did a really good job at that. 'Cause, 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 Yeah, Jordan Smith was doing his impression of Willie Beeman. Dude had a big ass projectile vomit. Yeah, I just talked about Tavon Austin. Tavon Austin somehow, some way needs to be on this team. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck whether you list him at running back or receiver. I think you got two dudes in Philip Dorsett and really Carlos Hyde too, who were wasted signings. To be honest with you, like, because think about it, we have James Robinson, we have Travis Etienne. Like, other than the goal line, what is fucking Tavon Austin, or not Tavon Austin, Carlos Hyde? What do we really need Carlos Hyde for? And you know what? Ain't nobody worried about your ass right now. But man, like, and you know, somebody asked the question like, what receiver should be cut? Like, dude, I don't know. Like I said, I think there was a wasted signing with Philip Dorsett, and then, you know, Carlos Hyde was a wasted sign to me, because back to Hyde, like, other than him around the goal line, like, what does he really do better than not just James Robinson and ETM, but Derek Wumawale for that matter? Like, I don't see the need, and it's not like James Robinson ain't big enough to fucking push for a goal line touchdown. It's not like, you know, like I'd rather just get rid of Hyde and then, you know, hide Tavon Austin there as a running back and list him as that, and, you know, use him in like gadget plays and shit. So I don't know, and it's tough to say what receiver, you know, we should get rid of, because, like, everything I've seen, all the guys there deserve to make the roster. Like, even Josh Hammond, who, like, I thought, you know, had a really low chance of making the roster, like, he stepped up big last night. Or not last night, the night of the game. But I just don't know who really they got some decisions to make on, you know, who's going to get cut. Like, I think this is a good group. Like, they got a lot of decisions to make on who should get cut. And yeah, record prediction. I think the floor honestly is 7 games. Like, I think we're gonna win at least 7 games. Yeah, I did. I talked about him at the top. Goat the Viking. Josh, it matters if he's having a baby. You know, he was one of the 5 cuts. You know, it sucks we really didn't get to see what he could do. I don't know if they're gonna bring him on the practice squad from being injured or what, but I don't know. Bro, the O-line is not that bad. Like, stop. And I think with running backs, I think Devine Azigbo's out of here too. Like, tight end's still a fucking disgrace. I'm still hoping that this rumor of Zach Ertz ends up being true. I don't know if the Eagles need receivers, but shit, give them somebody. But shit, you could probably give them somebody for, if they need one, you probably throw them Philip Dorsett and like a pick, and like a real late pick for fucking Ertz. So I don't know. It's just like, it's really yes, I do like the safety position. I think Cisco and Jenkins need to be the starters. The only one I really want out of here is Andrew Norwell, because he's a fucking disgrace. Or not Andrew Norwell, Andrew Wingard. I'm sorry, Andrew Norwell needs to stay. He needs to stay. No, not Andrew Norwell, but Andrew Wingard needs to get the fuck out of here. Like, he's basically the only one I don't like in the safety group. Like, other than that, I like everybody else. So, well, Josh Jones too, but yeah, the Jags are gonna have some tough decisions to make when it comes down to Yeah, Devon Hamilton too. I don't think the Schober trade really is going to bite us that much. Like, he don't fit the. Yes, Josh Jones is still there. The Schober trade, I don't think is going to bite us too much because I don't think because if Damian Wilson doesn't work out, we still got Shaq Quarterman. We still got what the hell, Dylan Moses when he gets healthy. So I understand why that was done. Ultimately, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I think that salary cap was freed up so the Jags could either pay someone or trade someone for someone. Whether it's Michael Thomas or Zach Ertz, or we're getting ready to pay DJ Chark, I don't know. But I feel like that move was done to pay somebody else. So I think there's more to it than that, and they felt good enough about who they had behind them. And remember, we said the same thing about Leonard Fournette last year. We thought running back was going to be fucking trash when they cut Leonard Fournette, but we had James Robinson emerge as a fucking goon. So there's that. So and I think we actually have a coaching staff that knows what the fuck they're doing. So there's probably good value waiting in the wings of at linebacker. And Miles Jack's still there, and we have a good front three, and we still have a good rotation for the 3 defensive lineman positions. So I don't see how it could. So I don't see how it could be that bad. Anyway, I don't know. Do I got anything? Do I got anything else I need to talk about? Yeah, I mean, I think I covered kind of anything. Yeah, exactly. Bleeding Trashville, one fan at a time. I ain't letting them in my fucking live streams. And the fuck out of here. Minshew, I seen something today about trade rumors about him heating up. Hey, Boy Wonder, look, it can't be no worse than last year. It really fucking can't. I don't think his showing was that bad. I'm not gonna fault him too much for that Hail Mary that got picked off, but I don't know. And remember his rookie year, he had a shitty preseason. Yeah, it's good when these players, and you gotta understand, it's good when these players do good in the preseason, but you gotta take it with a grain of salt. So they're yeah. I don't know. Do we got anything else? Anything else y'all want me to address? Some super chats would be nice. I'm trying to get some Chinese food tonight, but all right, well, if that's it, I'm gonna who's been. Yeah, the 1 rep thing, I think that's just Urban Meyer fucking with people. I think everybody and their mother knows that Trevor Lawrence is going to start. And also I've been hearing that it's kind of an audition for other teams, and other teams are interested. That's what I've read on Twitter this morning. So that's kind of why Minshew's getting the time he's getting. So they're trying. So they're trying to get a nice offer for Minshew. So I kind of understand it. But I don't know if we don't got anything else. I guess I'm gonna end the show. Oh, offensive line. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's about as good as it was last year. Who knows? No, I haven't talked about Brandon Leonard yet. I seen he had some injury, but I'm sure he'll be back week 1. I don't see that being an issue. By the way, what up, Stanley Pig? I know you got here late. We got anything else? Anything else y'all want to talk about from this game? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Alright. That's all, I guess, then. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to everybody that commented. It's been your boy Jagging Off. Go Jags. Do well till I die. And I'm gone.